But if we delve a little further into both income and wealth inequality, we also need to ask if this inequality is same for everyone, or does it differ by your other identities. And so this figure here shows you the distribution of income, household median income, by race, age, type of household, and residence area. And we see that indeed income inequality is clearly related to race in United States, as can be seen in this graph. So in this graph, if you look at the top row, which is the median household income distribution by race, we see that Asian households have the highest median annual income of about $77,000, while the black households have the lowest at around $37,000, and Hispanic households have a little more than the black households but much less than both Asian households as well as white households. And the median income also changes by age, type of household, and residence area. If we look at the second column, which is by age, we find that increasing the median income increases up to middle age and then declines as people retire, and this is something that can be expected. But also the median income for upper first bands of 25 to 34 and 25 to 34 is quite low. And for married couples with the potential for two adult workers, we find that the household median income tends to be higher with as compared to households with just one adult male or female workers. Further, whether a family with only one adult is headed by a male or female can also make a difference in the median household income, which is a huge difference of around 50%. So we also can see that the median household income not only differs by race, age, but also sex of the household, head of the household. And finally, households in metropolitan areas have a median income which is 33% higher than those outside of the metropolitan area, as shown by the last row sets of bars. This economic inequality based on race, age, and other demographic factors that we saw in the last graph based on income is actually even more pronounced when we consider household wealth. As we talked about before, that wealth inequality is even more drastic in the United States than the income inequality, and same is true if we segregate the data further by race, age, and other demographic factors. And this chart is about that. And if we look at the graphs which are about race, we find that white household incomes are 63% higher than the incomes of the black household, but the asset of the white households are more than 8 times higher than that of black households. And Hispanic households also have little in assets and around $12,000, but we see that both Asian household and white household have much more assets, around $100,000 or more. And as I said before, that medium asset value also changes with other demographic factors. So the median value of household assets tend to rise with age, as we would expect. But for married couple, we also find that they have 6 times larger asset holding than any other or of the group in the type of household demographics. And there is one thing to note in this graph is we have another demographic factor, education. And what the researchers have found that a college degree have more people with household with college degree have over 4 times as much wealth as those with only a school diploma. And finally, those owning their own homes, including those that are still paying a mortgage, have 90 times the asset of the people who are just renting a place. So, this essentially demonstrates the importance of real estate equity or houses or owning a house in building a household's wealth. And this is an important point to consider, to think about, because wealth inequality is so pervasive and so dependent on race and other demographic factors that it is very important to think about how to close this wealth inequality when we are thinking about inequality. And we'll watch a small video which kind of talks about wealth inequality in US and what to do about it.